Good morning and welcome to the My Tarot Morning Reflection, our daily inventory and chance to take a breath. Good morning, Jenna, and good morning, Maureen, and good morning, Jenny. Oh my gosh. So guys, first off, Jenny came by and she showed me her six of wands. And again, I will rave about how good of an artist she is, right? But she sent me a link to her Bandcamp. Good morning, Angelina. Thank God it's Friday, is right. But Jenny, I listened to some strange person's songs last night, and I can't believe that's you. I mean, talk about amazing. I would post that link in here if I was you, Jenny, because it's worth it. So anyway, so I have some professional friends, professional theater, professional musicians. But Jenny, you've got one of the most loveliest voices. I am not kidding. So, but welcome everybody to My Tarot Morning Reflection. And yes, let's see what's going on outside. It's not the snowpocalypse yet. But if you go into a grocery store here in Maryland, you would think it's going to be end of days. So, but we don't need to worry about that right now because we're just listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean and taking that breath. Yeah. And then that's going to remind us that we can just actually relax for a short bit. Because it is Friday and we can check out what's going on for the weekend. So, doing that, it reminds me I can put my feet flat on the floor and that we can roll our ankles because I never really knew how good it really felt to roll the ankles until I started doing this. And then checking in with our butt and doing the kitty dance and seeing just how comfortable we are in our seats. And that breath where we're at the shoulders and seeing where the shoulders are. Good stretch this morning. And then the neck. I feel like I got 8 hours sleep finally. My goodness. So, again, here we are checking in with the universe. Checking in, making sure that we kind of see if we have any angers or resentments. Get ourselves in that mindset that says the world and the internet and all these other places are going to throw a ton of stuff at us today. And we get to choose how to process it. So hopefully this will help us create a small filter to help us process. Like the King of Swords, where we can just be intellectual and say, before we drift into the feelings and the emotions about today. But let's see what the universe wants us to focus on for the day. The universe wants me to focus on how still can I make my hand. I may have to find a different software. Because me and this software are going to have discussions. And if we get snowed in like they're planning for the weekend, well. But that is later. Today we're just focusing on this moment here. As I like to say, this is where the universe holds up a mirror, asks us what do we see, and we can use the tarot as that reflection. Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm going to make our 3 stacks. It's like each one's a different thread going out to the universe. Each one's a different thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's like each one of these is a different path because this stack will lead down one path. This conversation is going to take us in a totally different direction from the path this one will take us. So today, let's go right for the center. Let's go for the heart, or what I like to think of as what's right at the center. So I'm going to do hour, 3, in, 1. And I am going to flip each card over one at a time like we're reading the pages of a book. So we see the cards one at a time for each other. And again, as I say, that's just the most exciting part for me, because I never know what that first card's going to be. I never know what that first sentence of a book is going to be. And the first card we have today, the 3 of Cups. So I'm using the Crow Tarot today. And it reads just like the Rider-Waite-Smith, or the regular deck that we're used to. But instead of people, it's crows. And crows are messengers. So, 3 of Cups. Cups are what? Cups are our spirituality, our emotions, and our feelings. By now, a lot of us already know that. So, cups are spirituality, emotions, and feeling. And 3s are about growth. 3s are about moving forward. Ace of Cups, we've got a seed, we've got a spark. 2, we're examining choices. And then 3 is about making a decision. It's about coming together. You know, again, it's that spiritual card. It's a spiritual growth. It's about maybe coming together with people around us. But 3s are about growth. So the question is where are we going to go with this? Okay, so sometimes we have expectations. Sometimes things don't turn out the way we want. Sometimes people will disappoint us. Situations will disappoint us. There's a lot of things that can take us, and like right now, when I do this in the morning and I'm with the people that I know, I get a spiritual high. And then I can pick up the phone, I can read the internet, I could have a wrong conversation with somebody. And so here we have the 10 of Swords. Swords, again, as we know, are our thoughts, our ideas, and sometimes our anxiety. And the 10 of Swords, my goodness, that is a whole lot of swords. And if swords are our thoughts, one thought is great. I can hold a thought in my head. That's a seed. 2 thoughts, and it's like, okay, I got 2 bouncing around in there. I'm just going to make a choice. But by the time we're holding 10, I call the 10 of Swords the I'm okay card, right? And we can see here that this crow, that's that's not actual swords. It's a metaphor for all of our thoughts and how it feels sometimes to just have everything weigh on us, especially if swords are our anxieties and our thoughts. And the thing about a 10 is a 10 is a 1 and a 0. And so 10 means we are completing a cycle. It means that there's disappointment in life, but life is a cycle. There's disappointment in people. There's disappointment in things that are going to, it's one of those days where my day started out so well until that person cut me off. It started out so well until, somebody said the wrong thing. So let's see what the next card is. The King of Swords. So, Kings. I love calling Kings the adulting card because, again, cards are gender neutral, right? Not male or female. It's masculine energy, feminine energy. And the adulting card, Kings are the element of air. That's the element of Swords, which are the element of air, which are our thoughts, our ideas. So a king needs to make sure that his kingdom's taken care of. A king needs to make sure that the basics are there, the food, the shelter, and everything else. And the King of Swords. Well, what does the King of Swords do then? He takes all 10 of those swords And the king says, I'm going to get these under control. Swords are important to a king, right? We've got to be able to have our ducks lined up in a row to be able to handle things in our kingdom. So the King of Swords. Kings of Swords see things clearly. They take charge. They do what they have to do. And the thing is that the King of Swords, it's not about cups. It's not about coins. It's not about feelings. It's about from the neck up. It's a checkup from the neck up. So sometimes it takes all of that swords for us to finally get sick and tired of being sick and tired. We've seen the news. We've had this. Somebody got us upset. And then it's like, you know what? I'm not letting it ruin my day. And what do we got here? Jenny said, I'm going to Ten of Swords, trying to copy paste the link to my album. Woo! It refuses to send. Boo. Leave it to me to crash a post. So basically, it's like I personally can set myself up for expectations. I can set myself up to crash. I can be like, this is going to be great. You know, but the thing is that you can plan a camping trip, but you can't plan the weather. And the King of Swords is the one who finally realizes that and maybe even laughs it off. But let's see what the advice card is. The advice card is the Five of Wands. So wands are our fire, our energy, our creativity. And fives are right in the middle. So we have 10. So we have this hill we have to climb, right? So with one wand, great. Especially with the Three of Cups and a wand, wow. Growth, you know, spirituality, it fires up our passion, right? So that's going to fire up that Ace of Wands. And then we're going to sit here and make our choices with wands because, again, our passions and our, our spirituality is the spark that lights the fire sometimes. Our spirituality can be the light and the spark to create the fire. And so we have with the wands, then we get a Four of Wands, and it's like, you know, let's celebrate. Let's do the Three of Cups because Four of Wands is about stability, and we've got this chance to celebrate. And then again, I say, somebody's going to throw a wrench in there. But we're only halfway to 10. And fives are always a challenge. Look at these guys. So the advice card is saying that either we go past the fives and we hit that to go to that 10 with all that fire and energy. If fives are when, I mean, look at these guys. They're not actually hitting each other, but they all have these wands. And they're all flying in that group. And every single one of those wands is an opinion. Every single one of those wands is somebody else being right. So the advice card is letting us know that we don't need to go all the way to the Ten of Swords for the king to take control and recognize the five before we go all the way up. Does that make sense? We have an order to the cards. We have 3, which is our spirituality that gives us a spark. And from there, we're going to grow. That's our day, right? We go through these cycles. And then something's going to throw a wrench in there. Something may disrupt us and disturb us. The advice card is just saying, expect it. Don't be surprised. You know? Don't be surprised. But now that we're aware that the end is possibly the Ten of Swords, that's how the tarot works, by making us aware. But even if we need to go through that, we need to feel the Ten of Swords. When we're sick of tired and being sick and tired, we're going to recognize where we were at through the advice card. And that's how the King of Swords is going to handle it. The King of Swords is going to reflect back. We're going to say, wow, this was the trigger. And this was the conflict. And I knew to watch out for it. But it kind of caught me off guard. And that's being human. So today it's about not being caught off guard. I love the story that the tarot tells. So, with that, everybody, thank you again so much. Take care, and I do hope everybody has that amazing day. And I will be back again, oh my goodness, on Monday. So, thank you, everybody. Take care. Watch out for that Ten of Swords, because we have to take the first 5 steps before we even get there. And thank you, Angelina. Yes, and everybody stay warm. Take care.
Stars in the sky, cards in my hand, searching for signs, lost in the sand. Whispers of fate, echoes of dreams in the dark slate. Nothing's as it seems. Flip the cards, turn around. The stories we have found in the shadows we dance. Take a chance, take a chance.